just want you to think about your own life and just look over this summer. So let's just say from Memorial Day to now, when have you figuratively run towards somebody in your life to share the gospel? And I mean anybody. Could be somebody you like. Could be somebody you really enjoy being around. When's the last time that your heart was so excited about sharing the hope that lies within you that you ran to someone? Now let's take it a step further. When's the last time you ran to someone nobody else was running to? When's the last time you ran to somebody who's marginalized, stigmatized, somebody who does not at all agree with you politically? If it doesn't preach in the neighborhood you're not comfortable to, it shouldn't preach in yours. When's the last time you ran to somebody who doesn't think like you, doesn't look like you, maybe doesn't even like you? Y'all, if we're growing in maturity, growing in our awareness of what a miracle it is that the God who breathed the universe into existence actually delights in us. Song of Solomon 4:9 says, with one glance of your eyes, you captured my heart. You know, I didn't believe that for years. I thought there's no stinking way a God like that could actually delight in a damaged girl like me. As God has lifted the layers of shame off me, and I've become more and more understanding of my own lostness before I encountered the Christ, I can't help but share love to other people. It doesn't matter if they like me or not. It doesn't matter if they're a Republican or a Democrat or black or yellow or purple or spotted or Southern or Northern or African or Haitian. They're my family. They're my brothers and sisters. In my day, every single person we relate with bears the image of God. Missy and I had the privilege of going to South Africa 2 months ago. And we were going to a conference in Cape Town, and I asked the people I was with if I could go to Guguletu. And Guguletu is a township that is on the outskirts of Cape Town. It actually was formed by South Africans who are from rural tribes who came to work in Cape Town, and they wouldn't let them live in Cape Town because of their skin color. So they ostracized them to this little 2.5 square mile area that became a township of Guguletu. And a lot of violence happened there during the regime of apartheid when they segregated people based on how much melanin they have in their skin. And I love the ministry of Nelson Mandela, and I'd read a lot about the history of South Africa. I read about how in 1986, 7 young men from Guguletu who are anti-apartheid activists were murdered by Cape Town police, ambushed and murdered. And then not long after that, right in all the turmoil after apartheid was defeated, a young white woman named Amy Beale from Stanford, American woman, was in Guguletu, and she was murdered. And white slurs were uttered by the mob when 4 boys murdered her. They pardoned the policemen who killed those 7 precious boys in Guguletu, which we still see things like that happening now. And so you know what Amy Beale's family chose to do to the 4 youths in Guguletu who had killed their daughter? They pardoned them. And now 2 of those, they had been boys, now they're men. They work for the nonprofit that Amy Beale's parents started in her memory. And so I said, I just want to go there. I want to go be in a place where there's been such violence, but yet the hope of restoration. And I went with Missy, and I had the privilege of sharing the gospel in church that morning, about 150 people. And there was one woman I could tell the entire service who was not pleased with me. And I thought, I'm not sure what I've said. It may just be the virtue, the fact that I don't have enough melanin in my skin. But I thought, I'm going to talk to her after service, and I'm just going to try to get to know her. So after service, I went and sat next to this beautiful woman, and I said, hi, my name's Lisa. And she said, yes, I know. And I said, your countenance reflects that I've either done something that offended you or there is animosity between you and me. And she said, I just can't figure out why you're here. Just can't figure out why you would come here. And I said, well, that's my daughter right there. I said, she's Haitian, which means her DNA is from West Africa. So the way I figure it is, you're family to me. And then I said, hey, Missy, come here, baby. And I said, Missy, this is your auntie. And Missy goes, okay. And she hugs this woman and then immediately said, do you have gum in your purse, auntie? And as my child ran away, this woman just began to weep. And she said, I've never had somebody like you embrace somebody like me.